talk about the tour you're on right now. We're on tour.
We're on tour with Soilwork and Throwdown. We've been on tour for about 3 weeks. It's over the halfway mark, and it's been awesome. We've connected with both bands. There was Through the Eyes of the Dead was on it at first, but through complications and whatnot, they had to cancel and drop off. But we've been on with Soilwork and Throwdown for a whole 3 weeks, and it's been awesome, to be honest with you. So
you're the main opener.
Yeah.
Any hazing because you guys are youngsters?
We're with pretty cool bands. I mean, I think they're a bit older, and they really don't, to my knowledge, they don't do that. I mean, maybe last week they might give us, you know, like really nail it on us, you know what I mean? But they've been pretty awesome. I don't see Soilwork doing that, but maybe Throwdown, but they're all pretty cool. So
now on stage, you were talking about some pretty personal things that both you and some of your bandmates had been through in recent years. Could you reiterate those things for us?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I look at it like this: like each one of us, you know, in the band and out there in the crowd, like we are all the same in general. We may have gone through separate things and different things in our lives, but we've all gone through suffering and pain, you know. And one of the main reasons why we started this band in the very beginning was to help people like that. I worked at a child development home before I worked here, you know. We all worked in different areas of life and jobs like similar to that, you know. And all we wanted to do was play music and reach people, you know, whether it's spiritually or just help them in general. And that's the main focal point of our band, War of Ages, you know, is to help those people, you know what I mean? And we've all been through some crazy stuff. I mentioned on stage, the drummer's my brother, so he's been through a lot of it just the same as I have. About I've been kidnapped, I've had been molested over 3 times from a very young age to, you know, a little bit older, of course, and you know, I was involved in drugs, alcohol, you know, and my father was a drug dealer and a crackhead, you know, and we had to leave California in the middle of the night, you know, to come out to Erie, Pennsylvania, where we just had like our grandma, you know, and there's 4 of us, and I had to be the father in the home. My brother, who I mentioned, was our drummer, and 2 sisters, and taking that role at a very young age was one of the hardest things, you know. But not only me, our bass player has one heck of a tale as well. I mean, his father was was in jail for murder, an alcoholic. He's met him, I think. No, he's never met him. You know, he was gonna meet him over Christmas, but it just fell through, you know. And that's like, you know, that's hard to not have that male role model in your life, you know. That's so important to establish a cornerstone or to the foundation of who you are as a person, you know. And Steve, he's been through a lot in his life as well. This past year, I mentioned on stage that he went to wake up his brother because he was late for school, you know, for class, and found him dead in his bed. You know what I mean? He called me on the phone. I thought he was joking. It was early in the morning. You know, he calls me like crying and you know, wanting to, you know, tell me what's going on. I thought he was messing with me. I'm like, come on, dude. You know, because we all knew Mark. You know, Mark's a good dude. You know, everything's cool. I drove over there right away, and it was just to see the whole family. I could just feel it. You know, feel like just the demeanor in the house, and like that's something like my brother dying. You know, I can't even imagine that. Like what my reaction would be, you know? And it's like we all have these different tales in life, and Steve puts it to music, and I put lyrics to it, you know, and strength within. I mean, that's battling through, getting up, you know, finding the strength to fight another day. And we have every part of a warrior, you know, absence of fear. It's like just different songs that we have, you know. So
you're quite inspired, you guys. What role does Jesus Christ play in your music?
The strongest role that any band could probably ever have. I mean, that's our foundation. That's why we do what we do. We don't sit up there and preach out scripture, which some fans or some people think we should, you know, but in Corinthians it talks about how, you know, to start out with baby food, you know what I mean, and to put it in a spiritual sense, to understand where I'm coming from. It's like I can get up there and shout scripture all day long, and people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, because to them the Bible is a book of awesome literature, you know, or just literature. So for me to stand up there and just sit there and, oh, scripture, you know, it just makes me look like, to the other Christians, look good. I would rather put it to them in a way that they can understand. Like, I've been through this stuff, you know, I know, you know what I mean. It's not can't refute it. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and go, no way, he has not done that for you. It's like, this isn't up for a negotiation. This is me and my life and what I've gone through.
Yeah.
It's like, you have your own life and what you want to go through. That's why we tour with these bands and they like us, and we, you know, and we find common ground with them because they have their lives and we understand that, you know. We don't sit there and go, oh, you shouldn't do that, or, you know, oh, that's unacceptable. You kind of go, you're at where you're at, you know, and you have to accept the consequences for your actions, you know. It's not about who's better or what's better, you know. It's just like, you know, yes, the foundation is Jesus Christ, and we want to show that in every way possible, you know. And we wish everybody could agree with us and believe in that. But that's what makes this world the world, you know. All the differences, you know, and it makes us diamonds in the rough because we're the one band that kind of does it this way. You know, if every single band did it that way, I bet you, guaranteed, people would be like, oh, here we go again, you know. It's like, we are who we are, and that's the way we do it. So very strong.
Very mature perspective, I find, you know. Very mature, and I appreciate that. More interest from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You're from Erie. Talk a little bit about the scene.
I paused for a second because our bass player's from Nashville. Our old guitarist was from Louisiana. So it's like, I was kind of like, yes. They all moved to Erie.
Okay. All right. Yes. So you're currently stationed in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
To what extent are you aware of the history of Erie, Pennsylvania in the hardcore, metalcore scenes?
I'm 26 now. My first show was when I was 14 in All Out War. I've seen them come to Erie, you know. Hatebreed, I watched them in Erie. Madball, AF, you know, I've seen all those bands. I'm not much of a metal kid. I grew up in the hardcore scene. And, I mean, Erie, there's Snapcase, you know. There was a Brother's Keeper, Disciple, Shockwave. You know what I mean? I grew up with that. My brother and I both. I got him into it, you know. Grew up with that. So joining this band was different because you got this metal guitarist who's never heard one hardcore band, you know, and I'm trying to tell him the right breakdowns. And he's like, I don't like chugging like this. And I'm like, well, then put some leads behind it or something, you know? Yeah. Make it something you like. I love this heavy stuff and watch the kids go nuts, you know? So, it's one of those kind of things. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the hardcore past of Erie, for sure.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, Shockwave and, you know, Disciple AD, Christian straight edge. Yep. Same, you know, philosophy, I think.
Oh, it's been very similar. Back when Disciple first started, there was like a number, 6 Christian bands in the country. Strong Arm, NIV, Disciple, you know, Zayo. You know what I mean? There's like 6. Now there's like 60 million. You know what I mean? Everybody's a Christian band. They ride that God wave, and it's like, yeah, friends, fans, so yeah, you know. Everybody's a Christian band. Now I talk to everybody, yeah, we're Christian.
That's it.
So I was like, okay, all right. So.
I mean, I hope it lasts, you know, for the sake of what you believe in. I hope that, you know, it endures a message.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So you've kind of grown in this band, your taste at least.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've grown by leaps and bounds for a guy that only listened to hardcore and was nothing else, you know. Not that I was against it, I just never heard any good, you know, metal or anything. And then now hearing the bands like Soilwork, that was before we ever even toured with them. That was like a band that he showed me. He was like, it'll be so awesome someday to tour with. This is when we were sitting in our garage, you know? And I'm like, yeah, man, that'll be so awesome, you know? And then now, like, going out with him, we're like, especially our guitarist, he's like, I don't know where I am in life, you know what I mean? So,
any projects or bands who you're really into these days you want to kind of, you know, mention?
As far as like bands that upcoming bands or anything like that, there's a band called With Blood Comes Cleansing. They're on Victory. That band, Impending Doom on our label, you know, they're doing quite well. You know, like right now the music that seems to be in is that, you know, thrash, very death metal sound, and they're one band that's picking up pretty quick, you know, quicker than we ever did. You know, the style music's in, you know, they're doing real well. For Today is a new band on Face Down that, you know, I'm into. I've been playing music and listening to bands for 3 years straight. I don't listen to a lot of music anymore in general, just whatever, you know, the wife or You know, the guys put on, I'm kind of like, okay, as long as it's low.
Yeah.
So, but I guess bands like they're on the label that are up and coming. You know, we're the oldest band now on the label, aside from Looking Forward. So it's like shocking, 3 years, just us. It's crazy to think about, but I like to give a shout out to those bands, the new upcoming ones. So, all right, I'm Leroy, the singer of War of Ages, and we're signed to Face Down Records, based out of South Cal. So Southern California, if you're ever down there, good bands, good record label. So Face Down Records, War of Ages. Thank you. You're on HARDTIMES.CA.
Solid.
Keep it metal and hardcore.
Cut.